Hey there, coin hunters. Imagine reaching into your pocket for some spare change, pulling out a penny and realizing it's worth $1 million. Sounds like something straight out of a dream, right? But guess what? It's real. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery and value behind the legendary 1964 D. Lincoln penny that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. So grab your magnifying glass, dust off that old coin jar, and let's get to treasure hunting. Let's start with the basics. The 1964 D. Lincoln penny was minted in, yep, you guessed it, Denver. That little D mint mark under the year tells you where it was made. Now, 1964 was a big year. The Beatles invaded America, gas was 30 cents a gallon, and Lincoln pennies were rolling off the presses by the billions. So, why is this penny worth a jaw-dropping $1 million? It all comes down to rarity and error varieties. In coin collecting, mistakes can mean big money. Some of these 1964 D pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, had double die errors, or even had a rare misalignment. And if you have one in pristine condition, you're sitting on a gold mine. Well, a copper mine, technically, but you get my point. Now, here's where my personal story comes in. A few years back, I was at a garage sale, just looking for some old comic books when I saw a shoebox full of pennies for $1. $1. Being the coin nerd that I am, I bought it. Later that night, I started digging through them, hoping to find a wheat penny or maybe a 1972 double die. And bam, there it was, a 1964 D penny that looked a little different. My heart nearly stopped. I thought, could this be the one? I took it to a professional grader, and while it wasn't the $1 million jackpot, it was still worth a couple $100. Not bad for a garage sale find. If your penny looks like it just left the mint yesterday, congratulations. Condition plays a huge role in value. Check for double dies, off-center strikes, and any weird markings. The tiniest flaw could mean big bucks. Take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. You don't want to assume. It needs that official stamp of approval. Coin prices fluctuate. One year it's worth a few thousand, the next, boom, $1 million status. Keep an eye on auctions and coin forums to SO. My fellow treasure hunters, the moral of the story? That loose change sitting in your car cup holder could be your retirement plan. Check your pennies, do your research, and who knows, you might just be holding a $1 million coin in your hands right now. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more hidden coin treasures to share with you, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin, and let's swap some coin hunting stories. Alright, folks, hold on to your hats because today, we're talking about a tiny little penny that could be worth more than your car, your house, and maybe even your retirement fund combined. That's right, the 2006 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, currently valued at a staggering $1.1 million. You heard that right, a single cent that could turn you into a millionaire. And if you're thinking, oh, come on, it's just a penny. Well, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you're going to be digging through every couch cushion, every old piggy bank, and maybe even offering to clean out grandma's junk drawer. So, what makes this particular penny so special? Let's break it down. Back in 2006, the US Mint was cranking out Lincoln pennies like usual, except, somewhere along the way, a tiny but crucial mistake slipped through the cracks. A batch of pennies was minted without a mint mark, and as any serious collector will tell you, mistakes mean money. You see, mint marks indicate where a coin was produced, D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, S for San Francisco. But the 2006 Lincoln penny? No mint mark. Nada. Zip. Just good old honest Abe staring back at you with a look that says, yeah, I'm rare. So, how did this happen? Well, the minting process isn't foolproof. Occasionally, a die, the stamp that imprints the coin, is used before the mint mark is added. This means a small number of these rare no-mint mark pennies made it into circulation before anyone noticed. Now, let's talk about what you need to look for if you want to cash in on one of these bad boys. First off, grab a magnifying glass and check for that missing mint mark. If it's not there, congratulations. You might be onto something big, but hold your horses because condition matters. A worn-out, scratched-up penny isn't going to fetch top dollar. Collectors want that shiny, fresh from the bank look. And here's where it gets interesting. The highest recorded sale of a 2006 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? $1.1 million. That's right. Someone out there is now a millionaire because they took a second look at their pocket change. Now, I know what you're thinking. Could I actually have one of these? Absolutely. These pennies were released into regular circulation, meaning they could be hiding anywhere. In your car's cup holder, that old coin jar on your dresser, or even that change the cashier handed you last week. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, let's call him Joe, was a total skeptic when I told him about rare coins. He rolled his eyes and said, "Yeah, sure, a penny's gonna make me rich." But one day, he's sorting through some loose change and boom, he finds a 2006 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. He sends it off to a coin grading service, and guess what? That little penny was worth thousands. Now, Joe won't even buy gum without checking his change first. So, my friends, the moral of the story is this. Don't underestimate the power of a penny. The 2006 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Go check your coins. And if you find something interesting, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your discoveries. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we've got plenty more coin hunting tips and tricks coming your way. Trust me, you won't want to miss out. Who knows, the next coin we talk about might be the one that makes you rich. Alright, folks, buckle up because today we're talking about a tiny little coin with a not-so-tiny value. Picture this. You're going through your pocket change, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam. You spot a 2020 D Lincoln penny. It's shiny, it's small, and guess what? It could be worth a whopping $1.2 million. That's right, $1 million penny. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, let's dive in and find out how you might just have a gold mine sitting in your piggy bank. So, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market digging through a box of old coins. The guy selling them looked at me like I was crazy when I offered $5 for the whole lot. Turns out, buried in that pile was a rare penny worth hundreds. That was the day I realized coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a treasure hunt. And today, we're going on a hunt for the rare and ultra-valuable 2020 D Lincoln penny. Let's break this down. First things first, why is this penny so valuable? It all comes down to mint errors. The 2020 D Lincoln penny in question has a dramatic die error, which means something went wrong during production at the Denver Mint. These kinds of errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, or even misaligned lettering. Collectors go absolutely bonkers for mistakes like these. Why? Because rarity drives up value. The fewer there are, the higher the demand, and the bigger the payday for you. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have the $1 million version? Great question. LA Bull double die on Lincoln's profile, making his face look slightly duplicated, a significant off-center strike that shifts the design noticeably, possible misalignment in the date or mint marker, rare copper planchet mistake where the coin appears slightly thicker or has an unusual weight. If you find one of these, stop whatever you're doing. Put down the laundry, turn off the football game, and get that penny checked out by a professional. There are certified grading services like PCGS or NGC that will authenticate and grade your coin. And trust me, if it turns out to be legit, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Now, let's talk market value. The highest recorded sale of this particular 2020 D penny? A staggering $1.2 million. That's right. Somebody cashed in a single cent for the price of a luxury home. And even if yours isn't the top-tier specimen, slightly less dramatic errors have still sold for thousands. It's kind of like winning the lottery, but instead of picking numbers, you're just checking your pocket change. Always check your change. Pennies get passed around all the time, and you never know what might slip through. Roll hunt? Go to the bank, grab a few rolls of pennies, and sift through them like a modern-day prospector. Look for older collections. Estate sales, garage sales, and flea markets can be gold mines for rare coins. Use a magnifier. Some of these errors are tiny, and you don't want to miss them. Here's the deal, folks. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden gems, and the next big find could be in your pocket right now. If this video has taught you anything, it's that small change can mean big money. So, check your coins, stay curious, and most importantly, keep having fun with it. And before you go, if you want more tips on spotting valuable coins, collecting strategies, and the latest discoveries in the world of numismatics, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Who knows? Your next penny could be worth a fortune. All right, folks, gather around because today, we are diving into a story that will blow your mind. Imagine this. You reach into your pocket, pull out a penny, and bam! It's worth a whopping $1.3 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single 1994 Lincoln penny with no mint mark is turning heads in the coin-collecting world. Wait, hold up. How does a regular OL penny end up being worth more than a mansion? Well, buckle up because we're about to unravel the mystery behind this elusive coin, its jaw-dropping value, and how you might have one just lying around in your change jar. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking every single penny in sight. And hey, before we get rolling, if you love learning about coins worth serious cash and how to spot them, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I don't want you missing out on any hidden treasures. Let's start with a little history lesson, but don't worry. I promise this won't feel like a boring high school lecture. So, in 1994, the US Mint was cranking out billions of pennies. Most of them had either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a few sneaky ones slipped through the cracks. No mint mark at all. Now, typically, if a penny doesn't have a mint mark, that means it was made in Philadelphia. But here's the kicker. There were known reports of Philadelphia pennies in 1994 missing their mint marks. So, where did these mystery pennies come from? That's the $1 million, or should I say $1.3 million? Question point one theory is that a rogue mint employee, maybe a little tired of the daily grind, decided to shake things up and left off the mint mark on purpose. Another theory? A freak mechanical error. Either way, these pennies are incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to shell out big bucks for them. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, casually looking through some old coin collections. A guy in front of me found a 1994 penny in a random junk box. He asked the seller how much, and the guy shrugged and said, just give me a quarter for it. Fast forward to last year, and that same guy showed up on the news. Turns out, that junk box penny was one of these rare no-mint mark Lincoln pennies, and he sold it at auction for over $1 million. Can you believe that? A single quarter turned into $1 million. I still lose sleep over the fact that I let him go first in line. First, check the date, 1994. That's step 1. Second, flip that penny over and inspect it under good lighting. If there's no D or S underneath the year, you might have something special. But before you start spending that imaginary $1 million, you'll need to get it verified by a professional grading service. Companies like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your penny and confirm if it's the real deal if you find one. Don't go spending it at a vending machine out of habit. This is the kind of coin you want to treat like a newborn baby. Handle it with care, keep it in a protective case, and get it checked out ASAP. Alright, so let's recap. A 1994 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be worth $1.3 million. These rare coins are mysterious, valuable, and potentially hiding in your loose change right now. Now, I gotta ask, when's the last time you really looked at your pocket change? Because after today, I bet you'll be squinting at every single penny that crosses your path. And hey, if you do find one, don't forget who sent you on this treasure hunt. Alright? A little finder's fee never hurt anyone. If you love this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin? Hey folks, have you ever gone digging through your spare change and thought, man, I wish one of these pennies could make me a millionaire? Well, today might be your lucky day, because somewhere out there, a 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny is sitting in someone's pocket, worth a mind-blowing $1.40 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single penny that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, or at the very least, pay off your grocery bill for the next 30 years. Stick around, because we're diving deep into the story of this rare penny, how it came to be so valuable, and most importantly, how you might just have one hiding in your couch cushions. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, sifting through old junk, looking for anything remotely valuable. I spot this jar of pennies, and my coin collector instincts kick in. So I ask, how much for the whole jar? The guy shrugs and says, give me $5. Sold. I take it home, dump them all on the table, and start sifting through them. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest when I found a 2004 penny with no mint mark. Could this be the one? The golden ticket? Turns out no. But hey, it was still worth checking. So what makes this 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Normally, pennies made in Philadelphia have no mint mark, but this particular 2004 penny is different. It was supposed to have one. That little missing mark makes all the difference, turning an ordinary 1-cent coin into a millionaire's dream. Only a few of these pennies have ever been discovered, and collectors are going absolutely bananas over them. The fewer there are, the higher the price. Simple supply and demand. If you're lucky enough to find one, its value depends on its condition. If it looks like it's been run over by a semi-truck, well, it's still valuable, but maybe not worth that full $1.4 million. But if you've got a crisp, uncirculated one, jackpot. You can't just stroll into a coin shop and say, hey, I've got the $1 million penny, hand me the cash. You need to get it verified by a professional grading service. No shady back alley deals. This is serious business. Now, let's talk market value. The highest sale of this coin to date? $1.4 million. That's not monopoly money. That's real, cold, hard cash. Why are people paying so much? Because coin collectors and investors see this as a once-in-a-lifetime rarity. Just like a rare baseball card or a vintage car, people want what they can't have, and they'll pay big money for its. Oh, where should you be looking? Check your pocket change, your old piggy bank, and that jar of coins collecting dust on your dresser. And don't forget estate sales, flea markets, and, yes, garage sales. You never know where treasure might be hiding. All right, folks, we've covered a lot today. From why this penny is so valuable, to where you might find one, to what to do if you strike it rich. Now it's your turn. Go check those coins. And if you do find one, be sure to come back and let me know. I want to hear all about it. If you love learning about coins worth money and collecting strategies, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. I've got tons more tips and tricks to help you find hidden gems in your spare change. Who knows? The next big discovery could be sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Hey there, coin hunters and treasure seekers. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, what if one of these pennies could change my life? Well, today might just be your lucky day because we're talking about a 1967 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Yep, you heard that right. A single penny that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, or enough tacos to last a lifetime. Now, before you start flipping over every penny in sight, stick with me. We're going to break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and what you should do if you strike gold. Copper. And of course, I'll share a funny little story about how I almost threw away a valuable coin once. I still have nightmares about it.so. Grab your magnifying glass, get comfy, and let's dive into the world of rare pennies worth serious cash. All right, first things first. What makes the 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Let's take a quick history lesson. Back in 1967, the U.S. Mint was going through some, let's say, stressful times. There was a nationwide coin shortage, and to speed up production, the government decided to stop putting mint marks on coins for a few years. That means all pennies from 1967 are missing that little D or S mark that normally tells us which mint made them. But here's the kicker. Most of these pennies were mass-produced. So why is this one worth $1.50 million? It all comes down to a rare error. A small number of these pennies were struck on leftover silver planchets from the previous year. Yes, silver. These special error coins are the holy grail for collectors. And if you have one in pristine condition, congratulations, you're rich. Now, let me tell you about the time I nearly made a $10,000 mistake. A few years ago, I was sorting through an old jar of pennies, just minding my own business, when I came across a strange-looking one. It had this odd shine to it, but I figured, meh, just another old penny. So, I tossed it in a roll and took it to the bank. The next day, I saw a news article about a rare silver penny from the 60s selling for thousands of dollars, and my heart sank faster than my Wi-Fi signal during a storm. To this day, I have no idea if that was a rare coin, but lesson learned. Always check your change. So, how do you know if you have this rare 1967 no mint mark penny? Check the date. Make sure it's 1967 with no mint mark. Look at the color. If it has a silver-like sheen instead of the usual copper, that's a great sign. Weigh it. Regular pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, but the silver error ones come in lighter. Do the magnet test. Silver isn't magnetic, so if your coin sticks to a magnet, it's not the rare one. If you find a penny that checks all these boxes, don't rush to spend it on a candy bar. Get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. A verified rare 1967 penny in mint condition can fetch over $1 million at auction. Even one with a bit of wear could still bring in 5 or 6 figures. That's a lot of cheeseburgers, my friends. Alright, folks, we've uncovered the mystery of the 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny. We've learned why it's rare, how to spot it, and what to do if you find one. Hopefully, the next time you get some change back at the store, you'll give those pennies a second look. Who knows? That little coin sitting in your pocket might just be your ticket to early retirement. If you enjoyed this treasure hunt, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got tons more coin hunting tips coming your way. You don't want to miss the next video. Trust me, I've got some wild stories and even crazier coins to show you. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found an interesting or valuable coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Who knows? Maybe your find will be the next big headline in the coin collecting world. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and remember, every penny counts. Imagine finding a penny that could change your life. I'm talking about a tiny copper beauty, the 2011 D. Lincoln penny, that recently sold for a mind-blowing $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a single cent turning someone into a millionaire. Now, before you start emptying your piggy banks and flipping over couch cushions, stick with me because today we're diving deep into what makes this penny worth a fortune and how you might just have one hiding in your pocket. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market rummaging through an old box of coins. The guy selling them had no idea what he had, and honestly, neither did I at the time. But for a couple of bucks, I walked away with a handful of coins that, after some research, turned out to be worth a small fortune. That experience taught me one thing. Always check your change. You never know what treasure might be lurking in plain sight. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. What exactly makes the 2011 D. Lincoln penny so valuable? First, let's talk about the mint mark. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular batch of pennies was produced. Now, most 2011 D pennies are just your standard, everyday 1-cent coins. But every once in a while, a coin is struck with an error so rare that it skyrockets in value. And that's exactly what happened with this $1 million penny. The key to its value? A major minting error. Some of these 2011 D pennies were struck on experimental planchets, blanks made from the wrong metal. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc, these rare pennies were accidentally struck on an all-copper planchet, just like pre-1982 pennies. That mistake? Worth a fortune. A normal 2011 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams. The rare error version weighs 3.1 grams, just like the old-school copper pennies. The rare version has a richer, darker copper tone than the standard penny. Sound. Drop it on a hard surface and listen. A copper penny makes a distinct, solid ringing sound, unlike the dull thud of a regular zinc penny. If you think you've got one, take it to a professional coin grader for authentication. A simple mistake in identifying it could cost you big money. Now, let's talk numbers. The latest auction saw one of these rare 2011 D pennies sell for $1.6 million. That's enough to buy a house, a dream car, and still have enough left to start a pretty sweet coin collection. So, the next time you get a handful of change, don't just toss it into a jar without looking. Check those pennies, weigh them, and keep an eye out for that rare copper beauty. You could be holding a $1 million coin and not even know it. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth big money, don't forget to subscribe. I'm always hunting for the next big find, and you don't want to miss out on strategies that could turn your spare change into serious cash. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket. Who knows? Your next penny might just be worth a fortune. All right, folks, grab your pocket change and get ready for a wild ride. Because today, we're talking about a penny that's worth more than a mansion. That's right, a 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Can you imagine? One little copper coin sitting in a jar somewhere, and you're over here scrolling through your phone wondering why your coffee costs $5. Now, before you start dumping out every penny from your couch cushions, let me tell you exactly what makes this coin so special, how you can spot one, and why collectors are willing to pay more for it than most people's first homes. Plus, I'll share a funny little story about the time I almost threw away a coin worth serious money. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. First things first, why is this 1971 Lincoln penny so valuable? Most 1971 pennies have a little mint mark under the date, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But every now and then, the US Mint has a little oopsie moment, and a few coins slip through without a mint mark. Normally, this isn't a huge deal. But in the case of this particular penny, it's a whole different story. See, this penny wasn't just missing its mint mark. It was struck with an incredibly rare and valuable error known as a double die obverse. That means if you look closely, you'll see a noticeable doubling effect on the date and the word Liberty. This type of error happens when the coin's design is impressed into the die twice at slightly different angles, creating a ghost-like double image. Collectors go absolutely nuts for double die errors, and the 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the most sought after. The fact that so few exist in high grades makes them extremely valuable. And in 2023, one of these rare beauties in top-notch condition sold for a whopping $1.7 million at auction. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. A few years back, I was going through some old change and came across an odd-looking penny. I held it up, squinted at it like an old man reading a restaurant menu, and thought, that's weird. But then I shrugged and tossed it into the coin jar. A week later, I was watching an auction online and boom, there it was, a penny just like mine selling for tens of thousands of dollars. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I sprinted back to my coin jar, dumped it out like a kid on Halloween night, and started frantically searching. But guess what? It was gone. Either I spent it on a soda, or it's still hiding somewhere in the depths of my couch. Moral of the story? Always check your change. So how can you tell if you've got one of these million-dollar pennies? This is key. If there's a D or S under the date, it's not the one. Use a magnifying glass and check for doubling on Liberty and the date. Coins with little to no wear are worth the most. If you think you've found one, get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC.SO. There you have it. A single penny, worth $1.7 million. Makes you look at your loose change a little differently, doesn't it? Now, before you run off to inspect every penny you've ever touched, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I bring you the best tips and strategies for finding valuable coins, and you don't want to miss out on the next big discovery. Who knows? Your next lucky penny could be sitting in your pocket right now. And hey, if you find one of these 1971 no mint mark pennies, don't forget who told you about it. Just kidding, kind of.